Hello, my name is Agnes McPhail. I was born in Grey Country, Ontario in 1890, and I've lived in Canada, and I've lived in Canada my whole life. I proudly concede as a strong believer in equality for people of this great nation. It's crucial to me that the women of this country are granted their equal rights and freedom. I'm here to talk about the significant issue for women not having the same rights as men do. I've seen relationships where women are put in the same situation every single moment and only focus on the women and children they have and the husband they have. My childhood played an interesting role for me, and it shaped my life and understood really who I wanted to become. When I was 14 years old, I watched as couples walked by and considered the woman's point of view and how everything was the same. I took my younger perspective and noticed as women have the children, the men go off and get a job in the world of affairs, and women do not. At the time, when I was young, I knew this wasn't the life for me. I knew I had something better in life than this for me. I did not marry, nor have any children, or even consider making a commitment like that, because I knew I wanted to achieve something on my own. I tried to persuade other women to consider their options before making any irrational decisions to marry anyone. But I embarked on my journey by becoming a teacher and teaching at many local schools in Alberta and Ontario. I persuaded my parents to let me go off and teach, and my first school was Owen Sound Collegiate School from 1908 to 1910. During that time, I graduated from college and got my first official teaching job at Gowanlock's, close to Ontario, while making $500 a year. When I was in Kinloss, next to Ontario, I started voicing open political opinions during farm gatherings and hardware stores. I taught various different schools in Canada up until 1920. A year later, my political success made an uproar, and I was the first woman to be elected into the Canadian House of Commons, and also one of the first two women to be selected to the Legislative Assembly of Ontario. I had realized my achievements of being a strong and independent woman have succeeded, and my goal for other women to hear my opinions would be a reality. I founded many women's rights and activist groups, and I believed that women had a place and right to express their opinions, because their lives were shaped like men's beliefs. Later, I started a club that women of all ages come and talk about important issues relating to women's health and educated themselves about the world around them. As I entered Parliament, I did not want any special treatment or wanted to be treated differently because I am the first woman in office. I felt that the other men in office with me thought I was a sacred relic or something they hadn't seen before. I wanted to get across my beliefs and importance of women having equal rights through my activist groups and meetings. It is an utter disappointment to see women only being viewed as their job to have children and commit to a marriage when no one is around. I remember the days up until 1916 with women's suffrage. Not a single woman in Canada had the right to vote. When I remember these dark times, it saddens me because I view Canada differently in a way. I ask each and every one of you to stand with me and think about the decisions you make in life, and to be independent and consider all the possibilities. We can all learn and fight against inequality towards women and make sure that they are granted their equal rights.